Hey up,
Hey everyone.
how are we doing?
Exact same time there, so we did.
We did what?
I'm saying we spoke at the exact same time there.
How did we? We're
Yeah,
so used to it now, you see.
I know we're in sync. We're on each other's wavelength.
So let's. I had the throwback template up, and then I realised I've got to go in and say hello to people that are here. Let me open the comments there as well. So we have got lots of lovely people here. We've got Patrice. Hello, Patrice.
Patrice.
Hope you and Vanessa are doing okay. We've got the lovely Sandra. Hi, Sandra.
Hey Sandra.
We have Dustin. Hi, Dustin.
Hey Dustin.
Elspeth. Hi, Elspeth.
Hi.
And we have Kristen Louise. Nice to see you, Kristen.
Hey Kristen.
Madwitch. Hello, Giselle. How are you?
Hey Giselle.
I'm still awake. Yeah, you're doing well. Pour yourself a cup of Ovaltine and join us. I think you actually have this deck that we're going to be talking tonight from memory. I think you do. And we have the starry-eyed hermit. Nice to see you. We have Petra. Hi, Petra. And Ramon. Hello, Ramon.
Hey Petra. Hey Ramon.
And Lexi. Hello, Lexi. Robin's here. Hi, Robin. Saskia. And the lovely Naomi's here. Lovely to see you, Naomi. Hope you're doing okay. We have Kate. Kate, did you get my email? I got yours, thank you, this morning. And I replied on my lunch break today. Kate's made me a bag to go with the Inner Hue tarot, and it's beautiful. But there was in her kind of signature, there was a link which I clicked on, which was all about her living in Ireland, and she's an artist, and her artwork is incredible.
Nice.
Yeah, we've got Star and Flurry. In sync, you could imagine a tarot boy band. Can you imagine, Chris?
Oh, because I said we're in sync, right? I've got you.
Yeah.
I was looking at that and thinking, where's that come from? But
Yeah.
I saw Patrice's comment as well. Patrice said, "Oh, Chris brings all the drama with his intro." I was like, "Chris brings all the drama anyway. I'm a big drama queen. It's good
I
to know that
noticed
my
that.
intro speaks for me."
Well, there's a real yin and yang, isn't there? Because mine's all like,
Yeah,
and then it's
yeah,
like,
and then mine just like, in your fucking face.
move over. We've got Suzanne. Hi, Suzanne. Lily Rose. We have everybody saying hello to each other, which is lovely. I'm good, Simon. Finished studying, so can now get back to chats a bit more. That's brilliant. That's good. It's always a relief, isn't it, when you finish something like studying for a qualification or finishing a project or
Definitely.
Sarah is here. Sarah Hammett, nice to see you. Oh, Starry-Eyed Hermits had a Weaver's Oracle. I gifted that one. And then every time I go to Glastonbury, I see it in the Goddess Temple shop, and I think, should I buy it? But then last year I said to Sandra, if it's there, I'm just going to buy it this time, and it wasn't. So I think that's the universe trying to tell me something.
Sorry, is that Weaver's Oracle you're talking about?
Yeah. Yeah.
Who is it that does that? Is that the same person as Numinous, or is that something else?
No, that's I know what you're thinking of. You're thinking of the what's it called? The something or something where it's like stitching and oh gosh. Yeah, no, the Weaver's Oracle has got lots of faces, close up black cards with faces, and is weaving. So lots of old kind of hags Beautiful Hags. But it was the book that kind of irked me a little bit. But anyway, we're not here to talk about Reader's Oracle. Krista Louise got the Ehrenberg Tarot about 20 minutes ago. Oh, I'm so in love with the Ehrenberg Tarot. I'm obsessed with it. I've even put it in a little leather pouch now. Did you ever get it, Chris?
Pouch? No, I've not actually. I've still not got it. I don't know what it is. It's probably one of these ones that'll just I'll click with it at some point, you know. But so far, I'm like, I'm happy just observing.
I'm just obsessing with it. If there was a tarot boy band, we'd need two rivals like Toff and the Backstreet Boys, and RWS would be NSYNC. I like that. We've got Golden, Cheryl from Oneness Emporium. Hello. Ehrenberg was sold out everywhere. I'm not surprised. I'm really not surprised. Yeah. It's one of them that I just think will be like Morgan Greer in 50 years' time. I can see it.
Yeah.
So, how are you anyway, Chris?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm really good. Yeah, it's been a busy week, but it's been a good week. I've spent lots of time coaching and work this week actually, so it's been a bit different. Change of pace, but it's been good. And yeah, a bit of a stressful end to the week there actually, because I finished work at 5 and then I was tutoring basically at 5:15. As soon as I can switch my work laptop off, my PC on, I start tutoring. And Sola, one of my dogs, decided at about 4:45 that she wanted out to the bathroom, which is fine. We goes down to the garden, and she's very precious about she's got to find just the right spot. And when I say that, I mean like very, very fussy. She'll crouch down about a million times and then go, nope, nope, that's not the spot for me. And she did this, and she was like, no. She eventually just came over to me and looked at me like, no, I just want back in. So I was like, fine, but if you do the toilet in this house, what did she do at about 5 minutes to 5? But do the toilet in this house. So they both had to get put into their crates because obviously I'm spraying cleaning products and all that. Then Sola starts being sick in her crate. And I'm like, it's 5 o'clock. I should be signing off of work and signing on to tutoring. And yeah, stress. So that was how my week ended. Apart from that, though, it's been a good wee week.
But now you can breathe out and enjoy your nice long weekend. We're on holidays, you know, the Easter holidays, and we get 2 weeks. So I didn't book any time off, but I got a 4-day weekend because obviously Good Friday and Bank Holiday Monday. So I'm going into work each day. I could work at home, but I'm going into work each day, and there's only 2 of us in, and it's just nice just to crack on with stuff. I'm writing stuff. I've got 4 articles to write for a twice yearly magazine that we produce. So, and I've got 2 of them done today. I did one this morning and one this afternoon. So I'm like, and I've got a couple of visits tomorrow, but it's like a really nice pace. So I'm quite enjoying it. I'm quite enjoying going in during the holidays. So
that's really good.
Yeah. So
Simon, see behind you, just behind you, right? Is that there's a line on the screen behind you? Is that smoke coming from like incense or something? What is that?
Is it the candle light?
Yeah. When
the candle.
Oh, that's quite cool.
Is it off-putting?
No. It just makes a wee line. That's actually how so I've got astigmatism.
I have got smoke,
which is the reason that I wear glasses. Oh yeah, no, it's not that. It's definitely the light for the candle. But you know how that vertical line the candle light's making? That's the way that I see when I'm driving at night. That's what basically all lights look like to me because of my I've got astigmatism, which is like my eyeballs or my eyes shaped slightly differently, but it makes all kind of a lights. I see that kind of a weird like hill, that weird kind of a vertical line of light. But no, that's pretty. It was just because it's the way it's curved up as well. It's just
Yeah.
frames you nicely.
I've got astigmatism, so both my eyes are rugby ball shaped, but one's worse than the other. I've got the
Right, yeah.
weirdest thing. Like one is kind of like long-sighted, the other is more short-sighted, and it's just a nightmare.
Right. I think I'm kind of the same, to be honest with you. I think one of my eyes is worse than the other.
Yeah,
And I'm
and it's
sure I've
usually
got
the
like
case.
yeah, but I don't wear my glasses. I probably should, but I don't.
I'm just reading all the
But yeah.
comments as well. It's lovely to see people all chatting and getting on as well, isn't it? I'm like, what are you talking about? Field terror?
What are we all talking about?
Yes, the astigmatism club. It's not fun. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
hereditary in my family. So just have it. My mum had it. So yeah, we've all got it in our family.
yeah.
Um, so Throwback Thursday.
Yeah, Tattoo Eternal.
It seems like forever
So
since our last one. You know, our lots have gone by quickly. We've said it seemed like 5 minutes. This was a long time ago since we were here doing this.
I know you're right. Was the last one, was that like right at the start of the month?
But
And
we're
then
at the
this is
start
on
of the
the
month
4th.
now, aren't
I
we?
know, I know.
I think it was because it only
Don't
felt. I
know.
think was it like 3 weeks between the last two because of the
Yeah,
the way it fell,
yeah,
or the 28-day thing, 29-day thing.
yeah, yeah. You're right. It was. And yeah, well, last one would have been on the 7th, I think. But anyway, yeah, I think you're right. I think it was a really short period of time between the last one, and that's maybe why it feels so long. But yeah,
Yeah,
it's been a while. So I was going to say this month, we are talking about the Ink and Intuition Tattoo Tarot. Now, when I messaged Simon, I said the Mega Munden Tattoo Tarot, and he laughed at me. But that is what it says. So I
yeah.
believe the
Megamunden is
artist.
the tattoo
Yeah,
artist is called Megamunden.
yeah. I think his
Yeah,
name's Oliver Munden, but
yeah.
he's known as Mega Munden.
They all have. I say all of them. Shouldn't generalize, but lots of tattoo artists have their own kind of name, don't they? Their artistic
Right,
kind of tag. So
right.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. This is the deck that you see everywhere. You know, like in the well, no, you don't know what it was like in the 80s, but if you went into an alternative shop in the 80s, you basically had RWS, Rider-Waite-Smith, Morgan Greer, Aquarian, and
right.
probably Arthurian. Um, this now, everywhere I go, I see this deck, and it's been out a while. But downstairs in Urban Outfitters, they have this deck. I went to where was it? Not Bakewell. Well, it must have been Bakewell. No, it was Matlock a couple of weeks ago, and I did a vlog. We went in this cool little shop, and the only tarot deck they had in there was this. Or like if you went like 10 years ago, trying to make it more into your generation. If you went into a shop, it would be Doreen Virtue decks, wouldn't it? That you'd see everywhere. If
Right.
you do tarot and oracle, everything's Doreen Virtue.
Yeah.
This one seems to have taken that place. Every time there's a shop that says that they've got a tarot deck, it tends to be this. Have you experienced that up in Scotland?
No, I don't think it's as much as what you have, but I know what you mean. Like, there's definitely there's shops that I wouldn't have expected to have tarot cards that have got that deck on their shelves. Um,
Right.
like I'm sure a Forbidden Planet. Is that what it's called? Forbidden Planet?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
like the kind of a game type shop.
Where they
Um,
do comics and
yeah,
Warhammer and all that sort of stuff.
yeah, that's the one. I'm sure they've got this. Last time I was in, actually, they had a few. They had like the Black Tarot and the Marvel tarot, which is understandable, but I'm sure they had that one as well. But I can
Yeah.
understand why, because it's like it's an affordable. Do you know what I mean? Like, see how we talk about like affordable decks for people like
Mm.
that. This is a really affordable deck. I'm sure I got this for around about a tenner.
Oh, did you?
I think so.
Can't
Yeah.
remember. I can't remember what I paid, but I got it on pre-order. And it was August 2018, so it'll be
Oh
6 years this year. And um, I just got a notification deck arriving today, and I was like, "What deck?" And it was this one that I'd pre-ordered like ages before through that company. And
well.
not very often do they honor that, and send it on release. But this one they did, so I'd kind of forgotten about it, and then it came, so it was a nice surprise.
Yeah. Nice. So as you've just alluded to, it was released in 2018. Um, so the artist, as I've said, is Oliver Munden, and he, as I understand it, is a kind of a multi-talented, multi-area artist. It was it says designed, but I'm just going from the information that's actually in the deck. But it says designed by Johnny McCulloch, and then I think it was the book that's been written by Diana McMahon Collis. Um, the publisher, Lawrence King Publishing Limited. Have they done any other tarot decks, Simon, that you're aware of? Because I don't think I've heard of
Um,
them before.
no, well, I don't know, because I recognise that K, when you see some,
Ah, right,
like,
okay.
like the Titan books. It seems to be like the precursor before that, before them
Right,
were doing
okay.
all these kind of banging out lots of decks. And I'm
Right.
sure I've got some other decks with that K
I've got
to the
loads of
logo.
decks that are Titan books. Let me have a wee look.
But this
Um,
is showing here that it's 14.99 UK,
right,
so sterling, including
right.
UK VAT.
Oh yeah, mine's is the same actually. Um, but yeah, I'm sure that this kind of goes up and down in price. Like, I'm sure there's time. I'm sure I got this for, like I say, around about a tenner off
Yeah,
that place that you were talking about. The
yeah.
place that shall not be named.
I mean, to
Um,
say it's a relatively cheap deck, or affordable deck, I should say. The
yeah,
quality is really nice, and that kind of blingy gold foiling and all round the sides, and a two-part box. It's a really good quality deck. They could have
yeah,
easily stuck this in a tuck box, couldn't they? And for that price,
absolutely, yeah. And that someone's actually sent me a deck. Um, it was just a Tarot de Marseille, a Grimaud, but someone used a tattoo tarot box to send me the deck in because it's that good quality. So yeah, nice sturdy two-part box. It does have the kind of this cardboard inset that I don't know, some people don't really like. To me, it doesn't really bother me all that much. I don't think I'm doing anything in the box where that would
oh,
really.
mine's different. Look,
Oh, look at this! Look
have
at
you got
this!
that weird ribbon that's like double?
No, no, unless hang on, let me take it out and see. It's underneath. No, mine doesn't have a ribbon. Mine says like this.
Ah,
With a wee
mind you,
flappy bit.
this. I bet yours hasn't got the error in it, has it? The 8 and 9 of swords, because this was the first print run. Mine's got the error, so looks like they've changed the design of the box.
Right. That's interesting. We'll need to see because I don't know about the error. So when we can look at
Yeah,
the 8 and 9 of swords in both decks and compare them.
but this just like
Um,
yours, might it comes out, but this is a really thick ribbon, and
uh,
it's kind of like doubled over.
very fancy. Um, so that's the packaging. The book, is your book the same? It's like a wee kind of a pamphlet type book.
Yeah, it's pretty naff.
I mean, I think it's okay. I actually quite like the
Do you?
information that's in it. Yeah,
I just
and I
find
like
it's just a bit.
yeah, same. It's essentially a little white book. It's about the same
Yeah,
information that you would get in a little white book, except you've got colour images of the cards. So
only
it's
for
a
the
wee bit of
majors,
a
isn't
step
it?
up.
Mine's
Maybe you're
just the
right. Yeah,
majors
sorry. Yeah, you're right. You're right. It
because
is.
you got that for your minors.
Yeah, you get a page or a full kind of
Yeah.
a 2 pages for each set. But yeah, I like it. I think it's nice. Um, and then the cards themselves. What?
I'm just laughing because people are like, "Oh, I do have this deck." People have obviously forgotten about it. And just to say, I've had
Yeah,
Trisha's question up a while. It is traditional style tattoo art, yeah. So it's very sort of post-war type of traditional tattoo art, and that's what I like. That's what I really like about this art style. It reminds me of the old kind of yeah, like I said, post-war.
yeah, yeah. It's really nice. What? How do you like? Do you like the cardstock?
Actually, it's not bad. Um, for some reason, and I must have been thinking about another deck because I've not used this for a while. And when I pulled it out, I was like, "Oh, this is running smooth." I seem to think it had got like a heavy set linen, and I think there must be
All right.
another deck that I'm thinking of that's similar to this. It came out around the same time, where it had that
Right.
scratchy, heavy linen. But it kind of reminds me of like because I do remember people at the time say it was like cereal packet, and I wouldn't agree necessarily. It has got a cardboardy feel, but it's got a
Mm,
nice silky smooth. It's kind of like older decks from like the 70s. Do you
yeah.
know what I mean? Like hoi
Yeah.
polloi, something like that, but thicker cardstock. Because you can see it's a pretty chunky deck, and it's
Yeah.
larger than a standard uh, tarot, isn't it?
Yeah. It is. That's
Larger
right.
and wider.
Aye. Yep. Yeah, I like it. I think it's really good, and the like say what you want about it, but like the proof is in the pudding. This holds up well to like my style of shuffling. Um, I've had this deck for years, and I've riffle shuffled the absolute hell out of it, and it's still like it's still in perfect condition. So it is
Yeah,
pretty much the
yeah.
same as when I got it. So yeah, I can't complain about it.
Yeah, no,
Um,
mine and some people's bowed, but mine hasn't. Mine stayed pretty good.
yeah, I think this would be quite a nice. I was kind of I remember toying with the idea of getting a second copy and trimming it down to
All
like
right.
it would take the borders off of the front and the kind of a white borders off of the back. But
Yeah,
I think in the end I just couldn't be bothered. But um, yeah, I think it would be quite a nice deck to do that with.
yeah.
Um, s- so
I
I
like.
I think if I sorry, on
I
you
was
go.
gonna say I really like the backs. The backs are like an old playing card, aren't they?
Yeah, playing card style. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You can
I
imagine
feel
there
so my
being like
camera's
a
picking
blue
things up.
version. Picking it up funny.
Yeah, see, does my camera does that look a wee bit trippy on my screen to you?
Now let me
Is that all right?
embiggen you. Oh, a little
See,
bit,
it
yeah, a
looks a
little
bit.
bit flashy.
Yeah, I feel as though it's the way my
But
camera must be
nothing
picking it up.
nothing major. But yeah, it's nice nice design.
Yeah. Dustin says Royal Fez Moroccan, hands down, has my favourite cardstock ever. That old
Oh, I've got
vintage
that.
stock is the best.
I think that's in this one, I think. Oh no, that's me, JK. Wait, must be that one. Anyway, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. I know
Is
it's in
it
a little box.
Royal Fez? Is that kind of a 70s type time?
Yeah, and it's RWS based, but it's very limited on colour palette. It's nice. Have you never seen Royal Fez Moroccan? Robin's got a copy of it as well.
I think I have, and I think I might actually seen Robin show it. But I don't have it, and I was just thinking about the card stock. So is it kind of a like? So I'm trying to think of decks that I've got from that time of like Blue Box, RWS, kind of one JJ, that type of card stock.
I would say it's a little bit, uh, kind of, but then one JJ's got
Yeah,
lots of different types of card stock, hasn't it? But
yeah,
um,
I guess.
because I've got a 1971 JJ Swiss with gold base, 2-part box, and that's like the blushing full cardstock. It's lovely.
Right,
Justin says, "Have
right.
you guys seen the Tarot Toiling Hands?" Yeah, I've got that. It was created or designed here in Nottingham, and one of the people who contacted me, who was in partnership with this person, the tattoo artist, lived in this very building that I'm in. This was like in this. I was like, "What a small world."
I
So I
know.
just went down to
Chances.
my friends, Liz and Ian, Lizzie, and who had the crystal stand downstairs. Them and I down and got it off there. So, so yeah, it's a Nottingham created deck, Tower of Toiling Hands.
It rings a bell with me, but I would need to see it. Um, I'd need to see it to remind myself. The name rings a
Black and
bell.
white, black and white tarot art. Uh,
Okay.
I think I probably got it about 2 years ago. It came out, and all the shops around
It's,
Nottingham have it as well. So
it's not. Oh, this is different, isn't it?
Heart and Hands Tarot, yeah.
Yeah. I th I th I think. Do you know? See, when I got this one, Simon, I think you might have mentioned the Toiling Hands. Um,
Yeah, yeah.
I think you might have mentioned it, and that's maybe what I'm thinking of. That's why I'm thinking I know it. Anyway, sorry, I'm getting sidetracked.
I know, and I'm thinking, I think I know where my Toiling Hands is, but before we know it, we're showing all different decks
I know.
and not talking about tattoo tarot. So,
So Dustin's saying it's not like one JJ, it's more papery. Right, okay.
that's what
Cool.
I said. The 1970 version is papery as well. So
Yeah,
there's different cardstock types, just like any decks that go through the ages, isn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. So when did you get yours?
I
I
think,
got mine in 2018.
yeah, I think I maybe got mine a few, I want to say about 2021-ish. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to say about 3 years-ish ago.
So let's just talk about the error then of the first copy, get that out of the way.
Yeah.
And
So is
you
it the
know
eight,
me,
nine of
I think
swords?
yeah, I've you know me, anything with an error I love. That's why I wouldn't swap when the True Black Tarot had a misspelling of the Hierophant, and it was like, I'll send a card out to you. I was like, no, you don't need to. So yeah, so the 8 and 9 of swords is the same pattern. Can you see? The only difference is
Ah,
the sigil in the middle from the star and the eye, but there's the same 3 at the top and then 4 below crossed.
my mind I've added in, so let me zoom in on this because it's quite subtle, the difference.
Actually, sorry, to
Um,
make 8, you've got the 4 that are crossed, but the one in the middle is double ended. The hilt is at both
yeah,
ends. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it's exactly the same for the 9. So let's look at your 9,
yeah.
and I'll hold
So what
my
they've done
9
to
up.
fix it is they've added in, see here, they've got two hilts.
Yeah,
That's how they've fixed it.
yeah.
Ah, okay. That kind of makes sense now, why that's like that, because I've always kind of a thought, what, like, you can only kind of a see, like, that one, you can't see one of the swords, do you know what I mean? It just seems like a weird choice, artistic choice, but I suppose that'll be why, because it already had this bit and they need to find a space for this. So,
Yeah,
fair
they moved
enough.
it up, haven't they? They put one on top.
Hmm. Yep.
I think it's kind of cool. I do
Yeah.
like it. I mean, but that's me.
Yeah.
I
Oh yeah,
couldn't.
right. People are saying that your audio's going to be a bit tinny sometimes. It's not too bad, and it's only now and again. I actually thought it might have been my internet connection. That was why I didn't say anything. But I think a few others have noticed.
See, if I take my
Excuse me.
earpods out, then I think we'll get
Then
that
we'll all hear
echo.
me. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I can try it, but I think it'll get worse.
it's okay. It's fine. I mean, you're fine just now, so I wouldn't worry too
Okay.
much about it. To be honest,
Can you
if it
hear it as
gets
well
bad,
then?
then we can do some. Yeah, but it's like I say, it's just every now and then it gets a wee bit like distorted, and it's only for
Okay.
a couple of words. So, but then it's fine for a long period of time, so it'll be fine.
Okay.
Um, how do we use the deck? Um, how do you work with it? What kind of stuff
Not
do
for a
you
long
use it for?
while. Yeah, I've not used it for a long while, to be honest. Like I said, when I pulled it out, I was like, I thought this was the one that had the heavy set linen. I'm trying to think what deck that is. Um, I can't. I think it's the one that has got like playing cards, large playing cards type. Justin might
Right.
know if somebody is. And then they brought out a smaller one, illuminated tarot. That's the one I was getting it mixed up
Oh,
with.
right.
Do you know what I mean? That
Okay.
heavy, coarse linen. That's what I was
Right.
thinking this one
So I
had.
don't have the illuminated tarot, but I've got the playing card deck. So I
The
do.
smaller
So
one
and
that came
yeah,
out.
and that's got the. In fact, that essentially is a tarot, isn't it? So that has got the linen. So yeah, yeah, I know
Yeah,
exactly what you mean. Yep.
yeah. So that's what I was thinking, and I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. So yeah, I mean, I know some people don't like pips. I don't mind pips at all. And you know, for the longest time, I kind of used my underpinning knowledge of RWS whenever I saw a pip anyway. My mind used to try, you almost used to see the RWS version.
Translate.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'd translate it that way. And then I just kind of tore that up and chucked it away and then went with, the element and the numerological association.
Right.
Um, and then people are like, well, it's not a Marseille because it's not in a Marseille style. And I get that as well. Um, although it's very, very similar in a lot of cards. But when you get to the sword, there's
Yeah.
certainly
It's
not, you can't say that's a Marseille. Um,
yeah. I mean, but you can definitely see it in probably most of the cards. It is definitely like very Marseille inspired.
yeah,
Um, it just kind of veers off in some of the cards, but in most of the ones, for example, it's essentially a Marseille. And the two
yeah, the
and the three of
ones.
swords. Do you know what I mean? And then yeah, yeah, but I like the differences. I like the changes, so I do.
Yeah,
Um,
I
it's
really
nice,
like the fact that it uses one or two kind of like primary colours through it as
right?
well.
Right, okay,
So, like for instance, in the Magician, I got red and green, um, and then the Empress just red or
yeah,
like a cerise into it, and yellow, and the same with the
yeah,
Emperor. So
yeah,
I really like the fact that the colour palette is quite limited on it.
yeah. I think that it keeps it true to the kind of a tattoo style, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. Um, but yeah, I've just read it as I would, I don't. I know we've kind of put that prompt in terms of how do we each work with it, introspection, shadow work, inner child, all that sort of thing. But this deck doesn't necessarily, fit into a category. I just use it like any tarot deck. That's a pip deck.
Yeah.
Good night, Giselle.
Oh, it's Giselle away to her bed. Well done
Yeah.
for lasting this long. I'm kind of I use it basically anywhere any scenario I would use a Marseille, I can use this deck. I kind of had, as much as I know there's lots of differences from the Marseille, I do read it in the same way, and that I'll kind of lean on like your numerological and elemental correspondences, but also like with Marseille, I really like to kind of read I don't know how to explain, and it's more with the swords and the wands. Like, see how in the swords in the Marseille you've got that two of swords. That's kind of that's that distinct Marseille two of swords. And to me, that's like they're locked together, and the two of swords in that way is kind of it's like a truce or a stalemate. And then you've got the third sword coming in and like harshly breaking that stalemate. Do you know what I mean? Which is kind of where we get the kind of a harsh words, like kind of a like tough truths type idea of the three. And then the four, it's balanced out again. You're back to that kind of a peace of mind. And then in the odd number, it comes and it smashes up. But basically, for me, the odd number is coming and fucking with whatever the even number was doing in the Marseille. So I like to kind of read it in that progressive way. And in the same way with these, I like to read them visually like that as well. So I can kind of I like to read this in the same in the same way that I would a Marseille deck.
Okay.
Is what I'm saying in a really roundabout way.
And what about everybody else in chat? So there's quite a few people here. I know Giselle's just gone, who's got this deck. How do you find reading with it? Is it one that's you find quite easy to read if you're used to? Because I mean, you're looking at the majors as well. It's very TDM, isn't it? And of course, we've got the switch between. Well, I say the switch. It was actually RWS that switched, but for me, it's always a switch when I see strength at 11. Why have they switched it?
Yeah. The full, so they've put 0 on the full, which is I think that's very RWS, isn't it? I think the full was just unnumbered, and they've titled death as well in this deck. So
Got me
they've
thinking
veered
now.
away from your.
Rather quick Marseille. Yeah, no number.
Yeah. What deck's that?
That's the Marseille Vintage Tarot.
Ah, nice.
That one came out by Los Carabeo.
Yeah. So in a lot of ways, I think they have kind of a
And the sun, I mean, the
Go on.
sun deviates as well, don't it? Because you've got what appears to be male and female in the sun rather than the two boys that you see.
Right. Right. Okay.
Right here.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Two
see what you
very
mean.
distinct body types, aren't they?
Right. Yeah.
Facially and hair.
Yeah. I've got you. See, I was. Does Marseille typically do two boys in the Sun card?
Yeah, well, yeah. I think the best one shared. I don't want to keep showing the. Where's the one? Let's go with. Oh, my trusted old battered one. Look. I know this one ain't going to be in order, so I shouldn't have done that. I've used it so much.
Patrice says, I like pips, especially Marseille style pips, but I'm not sure that the sword pips that you showed earlier speak to me. I'm not sure how I would like this deck. Interesting.
I think people who really do love and appreciate Marseille decks like the particular arrangements, don't they? They get used to recognizing and reading the patterns. So when
Yeah.
that's rearranged in some way, it can be quite chaotic, I think.
Yeah. That's fair enough. I do quite like. I don't. Did you pull out your favourite cards from this, Simon, or were you just going to talk about it generally?
Now I pulled out some
Oh,
favourites. Yeah, the two
cool.
boys and if you look at something
Right.
like modern interpretations as well, like New Choice Tarot de Marseille, for example.
I was just going to grab that, so
Was you?
yep.
Let's see what
It's
Roz
already
has
in my
done.
hands. Right.
And then let's go. Yeah, and same
If
here.
anyone's just tuning in, excuse us whilst we. Nice.
Whilst we nerd out.
I know. Ross is so amazing with colours, isn't he?
Oh god, yeah. His ace of coins is just one of the most beautiful cards ever. That dollar of colour, oh, it's just stunning.
Do you know what I really like? His High Priestess, or his Papess, sorry. I think that is absolutely stunning.
Yeah,
And the dress, when I was talking to when he was on my channel, I was talking to him about this card, and the dress is based on a particular brand, like a particular fashion, a famous dress or something. I can't remember what it is now. I want to say Balenciaga, but I think that might be wrong. But yeah, it's just amazing. Right, I'm looking for the Sun card, aren't I? I'm supposed to
yeah.
be. Why is it always the last one?
That's why sometimes I start at the end. I've got more chance of getting there.
Yeah, you're right
Yeah, so
enough.
let me. Yeah.
That's quite funny, actually. Do you know, I don't think I've ever, maybe I've noticed it, but I've never really kind of paid it much attention. The fact that it's two, males that are classically on the Sun card. I wonder what
And
that.
I think historically it's supposed to be boys at play type of thing. Because then we have
Yeah,
in the RWS we have the naked baby, don't we, on the horse, which everybody seems to despise. But
it
then of
was a
course with
strange
Roz's
choice,
deck,
though. Let's be fair.
and then with don't you criticise my pixie. But then of course Roz is going to put men in there, isn't he? Sneaking in. Hello, Deanne. He needs
Hey,
chastising. He
Diane.
comes just at the right time.
Versace. Oh, it might be Versace, Naomi. Yeah, Diane, you just Diane's doesn't. In fact, no, I better not say actually, in case it was a secret. But Diane isn't against naked baby sun cards. Neither she is
Oh.
either. Like lots of people are. She's like doesn't understand why people are against it. Um, yeah, I just think it's an odd choice, but hey ho, who am I? Um, right. Will we show some favourites? Have we chatted about all the things? All the
Yeah,
things I like to
we
chat
can
about?
show. I think the only thing else I was going to say about it was I said about the colours. I really like the limited colour palette. I like the bold sigils that appear throughout the minors. And then I just made an observation that it's got this really nice antiquated feel to it, and I think that's because it's vintage tattoo art. They just have this kind of old style Even like it's not a white glaring white deck, is it? It's like a an off-white, an aged deck.
Yeah,
It just feels like you're holding something that you've dug out of the attic from like the 1940s or something like that. It's got a really nice antiquated feel to it.
yeah, you're right. It does.
But
Um,
then, I mean, they've got really beautiful courts, haven't they? The people in the courts are like really beautiful. And then if you look at some of the, like, I think it's the Knave of Cups, very modern with the shaved head and the quiff on top. Or was it in the coins? I think it was. No, the Knave of Swords. I'm not going to jump ahead to them because I'm going to talk about them. But very modern hairstyle, and
yeah,
then or like even the Knight of Coins. So,
yeah,
so it's there's that paradox as well of having this vintage, old retro style tattoo art, but very modern models.
yeah. It's funny. I was going to kind of just say before we even start showing favorite cards that when it comes to the courts, I have, with the exception of one, I have just picked out the good looking, the good looking courts. That's the reason that I like them.
That's
So
shallow.
total shallow, and I will hold my hands up and admit it. But yeah, anyway, getting ahead of myself. So majors, have you got many favourites from the majors?
I've got one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight.
Oh, right, okay. I've only got six that I've picked out from the majors.
Okay.
Um,
So
so
last
do you want to take it away?
Yeah, so I've mentioned brought out the Empress. I think she's such a stunning Empress. I love the wings, how she's
Yeah,
got these wings behind her. But
yeah,
again, Marseille decks are well known for reading them positionally, aren't they? And
mm,
the way that she's turning towards her left, um, our right, I just think is quite interesting. And it's like a
yeah,
fast head spin. Do you see like the things that almost cartoon like? She's spun round and there's this head spin.
yeah. It's like, what'd you say to me?
Yeah, yeah. So I don't really like it. I love the colours. I love the red and the yellow together and the line work. But I love those
Yeah,
wings outstretched behind her as well. Was that
yeah.
one
Our
of
dress has
yours?
got this kind of a, yeah, it was, yeah. That's why I picked it out. Our dress has got this kind of a fur lined um bit to it as well, which
Like
is
the
quite cool.
royal kind of, yeah, like you would in the
Yeah,
Tudor times. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I actually had the magician as well, and that was just because of the colours. I
Yeah,
thought the colours were
beautiful.
stunning.
Yeah.
And the magician.
Gorgeous color combination. Similar, pardon me, similar color combination I've got for my favorite is the Hierophant.
Right, yeah, I've got that
Love
too.
this Hierophant. Look how the supplicants are like tiny, and he's this huge giant of this. But it's about how I think it's how they perceive him, or how he's looking down and perceiving them. Um,
Right,
but the scale is just at first when I first saw this card a few years ago, it amused me how we got these miniature little supplicants at his
yeah.
knees and he's just looking down at them. But the card itself is magnificent. It's really really well drawn. I love it. I love the expression on his face as he's looking down.
Yeah, I picked this one actually as well because for me, the way that he's so much bigger than them, it kind of brings to mind this idea that and it feels quite cold. The fact that he's bigger makes him feel quite removed from them and like this kind of a separate entity almost. Even like his triple cross staff, it's got like it looks like it's got wee spikes on the end. You know, on the ends of each of the you know, I don't know. There's just
Mm.
something about it that when it feels like he's quite I don't know, quite cold compared to them. Um,
It's,
I
do you
don't.
not?
That, sorry,
No, go on.
I was just going to say that kind of aligns with what I think a lot of people's perception of organised religion is. And for that, that's
Yeah.
why I picked it out as liking it, because at first I've been, well, I used to be kind of like, oh, do I really want to see that in a deck? But I'm like, well, that, do you know what that is? It's part of the life experience. It's part of like many people's life experience. So actually, yeah, it probably should be part of the deck. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Um, so yeah, that's what I pick up from it, and that was why I picked it out, because it said something different to me.
Yeah, and like I was saying earlier, it's the scale as well, how they're small and he's large. It's almost like he is to them a godlike figure. Because if you look, his legs start going here. It's almost like they could just sit on his lap, and it's this
Mm,
figure of authority and kind of religious power. But his countenance isn't, one that I don't necessarily see him as. I don't know. For me, it was just that how interesting I thought it was that the scale between him and the supplicants.
yeah, but that's the nice thing about tarot, is like you can look at the same card as me, and we can both pick up totally different things from it. I suppose it's
Yeah,
just about where our headspace is at the time, isn't it?
yeah. I just seen. I know I have been tagged. What's this? I know I've been tagged a few times in his
It's
posts.
talking about
Hopefully, you're looking. All right,
the
we're not
game
missing
Marseille.
anything, are we? Okay,
Not well. They were talking about the new deck that Kelly Bear just posted a walkthrough of it, I
it's
think.
on. It's on my watch later list for the weekend. Yeah, I
Same.
can't wait to see it.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, I think Cheryl's trying to get copies of it in. I think that's what she's talking about.
Oh, fab! Oh, I'll hold fire then. That'll be fab.
Cool.
Um, and then I've got the lovers. Do you have the lovers?
I don't know. I nearly picked it, but I chose not to.
I love this. It's got like a 1920s feel. Look at her hair. Um, all these sort of Charleston times and um, yeah. Although the males in this deck always seem to have really modern hairstyles, but again, it's got that real vintagey feel. It's got a very traditional Cupid that you'd see on tattoo art, but I just love it, and
Yeah.
it's all kind of encapsulated into this kind of love heart.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah, that's quite cool. And I like the tattoo on his neck. Um, I picked the chariot. You got
Oh, I
this?
knew you would. I knew you would.
Why did you? How did you know I picked the chariot?
Because you tend to go for chariot cards, I noticed. And I was looking at it and I was like, that's just chaos. Look at those horses. It's absolute chaos. And I just thought, I bet Chris chooses it. And I had it and I scrubbed it off
See,
because
you
I
know,
do
it's the
like the
ho
art, but yeah, go on.
no, it's okay. It's the horses that I like about it, because they have that kind of a, like the horses in the Marseille chariots tend to have this kind of a sassiness about them. Let me see if I can see it in this. Yeah, like you can see there's the Grimaud, and you can kind of see it, get it there as well.
But at least one's not
Um,
in front of the other and they can actually go somewhere. I mean, he's
but
just going to end up in a ditch. Look at it.
but that's life. See, the horses represent the different parts of yourself, and that's what happens. Like, how often have we like genuinely, how often have we got like all our ducks in a row, and are our lives like kind of a walking perfectly forward? Like, I don't know about you, but usually for me, this is more like what's going on. Do you know what I mean? My head is completely up my arse. So no, I
I
like
suppose
it.
it
I think it works.
I suppose it makes a change from like a static lump of stone that you see in the RWS. It's not going anywhere.
Simon, are you slagging off Pixie's drawings? I just won't be having this.
Hey, that's a really good point, Naomi. Five-legged white horse. How are you going to get anywhere with that?
Oh, oh yeah.
Yeah,
That's.
there's two at the front, and then there's three back legs.
I'm saying nothing. I'm too immature for this.
No, no, there is that saying "hung like a horse," but that would
There
be
is.
ridiculous. Well spotted,
That's-
Naomi.
Yeah, well done, Naomi. I'm just looking to see. You kind of really. You can see three of the black horse's legs, but yeah, no, they're
Uh,
definitely all from the white horse, aren't they?
there's two at the back because there's one just in between the white horse's two legs.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, there you go. That's interesting. I wonder if that was a. I wonder if that's a mistake or if that was a choice.
Don't know. Don't know.
I
It's
love stuff like
mm,
that. There's in the Mariel tarot, and quite a few of the characters have six fingers. Particularly, I think it's the six of wands. It's the sixes, the archangels and the six cards.
yeah.
Like I'm sure there's like one of them that's got six fingers. And
What was?
Marie, what?
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
what were you
Go
going
on.
to say? Marie White was in. So when I was doing my live on the sixes, Marie White was in the chat, and I, we were talking about it because I was talking about so Hannibal Lecter, the character from Silence of the Lambs, in the books he has six fingers, so he does on one of his hands. He has like a perfect. I can't remember if it's his middle finger or what, but he has a perfect like replica of one of his fingers. Um, and yeah, I was talking about that, and she thought that was really interesting. But I can't remember if I actually asked her, was that intended? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That they have six fingers. But anyway, sorry, I digress yet again.
No, that's fine. Um, I was going to mention I've got the Hanged Man. I love this. I think the roses, very tattoo style, the
Right.
traditional tattoo style, and again the colours. I just think it's a beautiful one.
Yeah. I
Have
had
you got
actually
anything?
just this before the
Okay,
Hanged Man. It was the colours that I picked this for. I think the yellow and the kind of a turquoise go really nicely together, and I actually love like her makeup, her eyeshadow, and her lipstick matches or the turquoise in her clothes. I think it's just a really kind of a visually appealing card. Um, so yeah, that was why I picked that one.
um, death because I I love the only thing, and I'm not slagging off Pixie's artwork, but the only thing is, I really wish that the RWS had this type of death image that we see in Mercedes because I love this more. I just think, although the one JJ Swift death card is great as well, but um, I don't know. I just prefer rather than seeing a cloaked skeleton on a horse with a flag and everything else. This one just I really like, and so I always like to see them, and I think this is done nice. Again, we've just got red, a couple of splashes of green on the flowers there, and again you can see like what I'm assuming is like a dying sun in the background, either going down or
Yeah.
rising, but it's really simply done, but I really like it. Have you got any other majors?
That was all my majors. Patrice, can you see Simon now? Because I can see him fine.
Can't see me?
Yeah,
You can't
but I
see
can see you
Simon?
okay.
Let me open my iPad. So I've got yeah, I'm I'm fine on
You're
mine.
there. Right, that's fine then. That's fine.
Okay.
Um,
I've still got three majors, so shall I just do them quickly?
yeah, on you go.
The Devil. I really like this Devil card. It kind of reminds me of Carly a bit, with the long tongue. even though
Right.
Carly was blue, but really like this card. I think that's really cool. And
Yeah, I
then
know what you
I
mean.
think my favourite card from the whole of this deck is the star card. I think the star card is
Right.
beautiful. Look at her body
Yeah.
art. Um,
Yeah, it's beautiful.
really gorgeous. I like the yellow and the green together. Bluey green. And
Yeah.
then we mentioned it earlier, but I really like this sun card. I think it's exquisite. I love the face in the sun. It almost looks like it's metallic, like a coin or something.
Yeah, it
But
does.
really, really gorgeous sun cards. I love that one as well.
That star card, it's quite unusual to see both pictures pouring into the water,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah,
Usually we see
different
one pouring
levels
onto
into
the land and one into the water.
yeah,
Nice. I like it.
gorgeous.
Cool. Okay. What suit are we doing first?
Well, here's the thing, because the pips, all I've written after my majors is the aces and all the courts. Because I think the courts are beautiful, both the males and the females. They're stunning.
Yeah.
And then I just picked out little things like I like the sigils within, um, like the eyes and the diamonds and the stars and things that are.
Yeah.
I think,
Cool.
well, no, we'll get to it. But like in the two of coins, I really like that to represent the balance. We've got the scales,
Yeah.
which is quite neat.
Yeah.
So uh,
Nice.
I've got the aces. So if you want to start with corpse, I just love this ace. I love all the aces in this deck. I think they're just beautiful. There's lots of
Yeah.
detail in them.
Yeah, I did have the Ace of Cups as well. I like the fact that it's overflowing with water, which I know we get that in Smithwaite, but do we get that as much in Marseille? I can't think. But yeah, I just think it's really nice, really pretty.
Should have left this out, really, shouldn't I? But not this one. Why do I keep grabbing this one? Because this one's not in order. The other one is.
Is it a Marseille Ace of Cups you're looking at?
Yeah, why have you got one?
I've got a Marseille deck
The
here in
pink.
order.
So I can find them quickly because the pink. These are color coded in this
Yeah,
1982
of course, because it's
one.
normally the covered
It's
up
no, it's
cup,
that one
isn't it?
with the city. Yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, I quite like that this is open and that it's overflowing with water because we don't often see that in Marseille style decks.
represents the element well,
So
doesn't it?
yeah, it's nice. I've picked the Ten of Cups as well. Just because I think the peace sign in the background is a really nice touch.
Yeah,
For the
yeah,
for the Ten of Cups,
yeah.
quite sweet. And then I think I've just picked one court card from each suit.
I bet you
So
picked
the
the
court
king,
that
haven't you?
you don't know me.
I do know you.
He's
Love
just
his
really
neck
handsome, isn't he?
tattoo.
Yeah, his tattoo, his hairstyle. Um, yeah, I just think he's this really classy the way he's been depicted. Um,
The
yeah, it's
queen
nice.
is gorgeous as well. Though. I mean, look at her, stunning,
Yeah,
gorgeous.
yeah, she's beautiful. What suits next?
I've got ones, but again, I mentioned the ace. I think the ace is amazing. Look at the hand. Love the nails. Love the nails. It's little things, but yeah,
Mhm.
I think the aces have been done really well.
Yeah, I like the. So I said in the wands that they are pretty much very Marseille style, But the only difference is, so the 10 of wands is usually has the extra 2 wands going up and down. Let me see if I can quickly find that. Like that. But in this, you've got, so the 8 are
Yeah,
still doing the
crisscross.
crisscrossy thing, but then you've got one doing like a one like that. This one's doing a cross like that instead. So I just thought it was a nice wee touch.
And again, talking about the sigils, I love the evil eye in the back of the 8 of wands.
Yeah. Yep. And well, what court do you think I've picked for the
I think you
wands
picked the
then?
knave of wands.
Well done. I'm impressed. I feel as though we should make a game of this, some sort of bet. If you can guess them all,
I bet you I can guess
then
all your courts.
can you?
I
Right. Well,
reckon so.
I'll even make it easy for you. There's one of them that's one of them's the queen. Okay, so you know, um, yeah, the knave of wands.
And do you see what Dion
Um,
put? Simon's got Chris on lock.
uh, so bratty. Starry Eye Dermot says I'm so damn bratty. I'm only joking, kind of. What's the swords next?
Yeah. Just trying to think if there's anything that stood out in the sword. The only one I'm not keen off, I know some quite recently we've not really focused on the ones that not keen, but I don't like these sideways ones of the
I've picked those
6 and
two
the
as
7.
favourites.
Have you?
I've picked them as ones that I really like. Yeah.
No, I don't. They jar me a little bit.
Right. See, the reason I particularly like this one for the 6 because it reminds me of the boat on the RWS. So it does.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I think this is stunning. Um, yeah, and like the swords are going into the sun here. Um, so like I don't know, you could read that like whatever the sun symbolizes to you. Do you know what I mean? Consciousness, like straightforwardness, and then like kind of so the swords are attacking it, and then they appear to be in the 7. They appear to be doing the same, but to this kind of a heart-shaped thing.
Yeah.
So in this one, the swords are kind of a coming for your logic, your thoughts, your mind, and this one they're coming for your heart.
I like the
I think it's
interpretation
really,
of that actually.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's really cool the way they've done
And I
it.
guess for the 6 with the boat, there is like a setting sun in there as well, isn't there?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It was really, really. I think it's really pretty. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, so I'd picked them as favourites. I also picked the 3 just because I think the spider web and the spider is quite a cool touch.
Uh-huh. Yeah, it is.
This is very Marseille. Do you know what I mean? As much as it's not like we don't see them locked with each other and quite in the same way, like they're pretty much doing the same thing that your Marseille 3 of Swords does. So I do quite like that. And then, well, what court? What court have I got?
So have you just got one court for your
I've
swords?
only picked one court. I've got one court from each suit.
So I think you will have chosen Xena, Princess Warrior.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I
I've,
think she is fierce. She's amazing.
yeah, she really is. She doesn't give off that kind of a typical grieving widow type vibe that a lot of
No.
Queen of Swords do. I think she's really standing in her power, and she's got a really cool snake tattoo, and I
Yeah, and
love it.
she incorporates other things. I mean, she's got the web around her eyes, look, and then
Yeah.
you've got other things that appeared in the suit. So
Um, Beth is saying Chris is a Scorpio. Yeah, you don't know me. Classic Scorpio. And then the coins, yeah.
Yeah, again, the ace. I think this ace is beautiful. I love the peacock
Yeah.
feathers. Love the red
Yeah.
rose. The serpent. No, not serpent. It's the. What bird is it? Peacock. Yeah,
Yeah, I think
peacock.
so. That was the way I
But
read
you
it.
can tell by the yeah, and the feathers behind. Beautiful, gorgeous. And there's the feathers at the bottom. And then I mentioned the two because I really like the two with the balance and the wheel. So
Yeah.
it's all about kind of juggling and spinning and
Yup. I've got the 6.
with the
Just
letter.
'cause I like the it's just an interesting wee touch.
Yeah,
And then right, you've got one court left to guess.
I'm gonna go with you've chosen the knight.
Yeah.
Yeah, I won.
You did? Right, what's your prize? I need to send you a deck or something like that. That was really impressive. Either that or I'm just really transparent.
Although, I mean, I knew you'd go with the knight, but, and I did say to you, I like all the aces and nearly all the courts. I do think the queen and the king in this deck. I love the way that they're both just facing forward. You know, really front on,
Yeah,
holding that beautiful coin with the diamond. It's just
yeah,
really, really nice. Very uniform, the
yeah,
two of them together.
yeah. They are. They're really nice.
Because when you look
Um,
at the others, they're doing their own thing, you know. But
yeah,
for the coins, they're a unit. They're together
yep, yeah,
again.
definitely.
Like, um, aye.
It's very
Naomi
nice.
says, "I have a web around my eyes. It's called crow's feet."
I saw that.
Bless her.
um, yeah, Kai Karen, it's nice to see you. And Malamir, I'm not sure if we said hi to Malamir, but Malamir's here as well. So hi, Malamir.
Oh, hi, Malamia. Um, so, um, next month, what do you want to tell everybody what we're doing next month?
Yeah, so we're going to look at the 1JJ Swiss next month, aren't we?
We
Um,
are, which I'm very excited about.
yeah, so you've got about 1,000 different versions of this deck. So are you going to, have you got a particular one in mind that you're going to use, or?
So with this deck, because this was mentioned a million times, this was my first ever tarot deck back in 1987. So I've got a copy of the deck that I had at the time in the yellow toolbox with the spread mat and everything else. Then I've got the one that I bought years later. Then I managed to get an English version. Yes, that's my first deck there, that exact one.
Yeah,
Then I got an English version. Then Conrad Staines' vintage version, which I love, and then finally Vincent Petitsch's version, where you've got the extra to replace Juno and Jupiter. You've got the High Priestess and High Priest,
yeah,
Hierophant, you know. So, or Pope, which would have been. So, I don't know which one to show. I might just show a selection of all of them. And my favourite is, I think, a cross between Petitia's and Conrad's. I just think they're lovely with that vintagey feel. Conrad did a really good job on it. Um,
yeah,
and having it in larger cardstock because they were really small, you know, they're like Fournier kind of size. So having an NPC sized one, it just felt like I've got one of my cherished decks.
Right.
It doesn't matter if I scuff it or anything like the 1971. I'd be like, ugh. But because it's easily available on NPC.
Yeah. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I've only got this one, so I'll be using this one.
Yeah, but said I had this deck and sold it because I needed more on the minor cards. The courts were fabulous, though. Kind of missing it now. But it's so easy to pick up anyway, isn't it? You know, we were saying at the beginning about how it's relatively affordable and easy to. It's in a lot of places. Soft colours and Patricias. Yeah, that's right, Rolf.
Vincent's. I really like Vincent's work. I've got his Tarot de Marseille, and it's a lovely deck. So it is.
Yeah, I remember when 1JJ Swiss was sold in Woolworths, and you would find it next to the board games like Monopoly. Yeah, it was so. That's what I was saying at the beginning. That RWS, Aquarian, and probably Morgan Greer were like your standard decks, certainly in the 80s anyway. So, any thoughts or final observations? Is our last prompt. Anything anybody wants to say about the deck? There's a few people saying anyway. It's Cheryl's first ever deck, 1JJ.
Yeah.
Have you got anything coming up on your channel, Chris?
Yeah, I think so. Let me consult my diary. My mind's just went the most blank that it ever has.
That was funny.
Do you know, I don't think I do on my channel. Nothing specific on my actual channel. I don't know if we're talking about that yet. That's not for another month anyway. So yeah, no, I'm not sure. Nothing specific. I've got the reading event that I'm doing coming up, and I've
cool.
kind of got a bunch of people to let me practice doing readings on them. So I've got.
You're still little, by the way. You're just up in the top.
Oh yeah,
top corner.
yeah. It's because I had that on the screen.
Oh
Sorry.
right, I was like.
But yeah, I've got that, so I'll be practicing doing readings on people. But that's obviously that was not on YouTube. That's just in IRL in real life. So I don't really have much particular planned on YouTube, because I'm quite busy off of YouTube. But I'm still doing the VR to Masha from Musings by Masha, the about the Trumps. Top favorite Trumps or something, I think it is. So yeah, I'll be doing that soon. What about you? Have you got anything coming up?
Yeah, so Saturday I'm doing a catching up with, and it's with Moran from Starseed Tarot. So
yeah,
it's his first kind of live, I believe. So I think he was a little bit nervous about it, but he messaged me back in January saying, "This year I'm determined to do it. So will you have me on?" I was like, "Absolutely, would love to." But it's took ages to get a date in the diary where he's not working and I'm not got something on. So we've finally settled on Saturday. And then on the next week, Cheryl and I are starting a new series, which is Spotlight. So Tarot Talk Spotlight on new releases. Because Cheryl gets loads of decks in ahead of release date, particularly for UK release dates. So we're going to be giving every month. We're going to be looking at what's coming up with actual decks, and having a look at them. So we'll get like a sneak peek, or as we're calling it, a spotlight on some new releases. So that'll be a fun new series that's starting, and that will be one Saturday a month. So that's, I think it's on the 13th.
Right. So will you and Cheryl be going live together to do that?
Yes. Yeah. So we're going to go live together.
You kept that fucking quiet. That's so exciting. That's
We've
like
only
it's like
just,
the opposite end to what we're doing, isn't it? Because we're kind of looking at the older ones that have maybe kind of fallen off, whereas usually we're looking at like kind of the new ones coming out. Oh,
yeah,
I'm
we,
excited about that.
myself, Becca, and Al a few years ago did. I can't remember what it was called. We called it TTT, but I can't
Tarot
remember why.
Times, the
The
Tarot
Tarot
Times.
Times. Yeah, but of course, then was just showing stills of what was coming up. But what this is like the evolution of that because Cheryl is the UK stockist for all kind of you know big publishers like US Games and Llewellyn and Los Scarabeo, Blue Angel, all of them, Rockpool. She gets them in advance, so the great thing will be to actually have a look at what's coming up. And as Cheryl was saying, in March and April, there are so many decks coming out this year. So it'll be a great way to do that. But yeah, you say we kept it quiet. It's literally been conceived in like the last 24 hours. I think it was last night. It might have been the night before. Certainly in the last 2 days, this has been just
Yeah,
through us chatting and forming ideas and coming up with stuff. So
I
yeah, so
can't wait.
that'll be fun.
We get to
Yeah,
see Cheryl's wee face on the screen again. I'm looking forward to that, Cheryl.
yeah, as a regular.
I know.
So it'll be great.
Yeah,
Um,
that's exciting, and I'm really excited for your live with Moran as well. Moran told me about it.
did he?
God, a while ago, yeah. So I've known about it for a while, and I've been looking forward to it. Because I think he's going to be brilliant. So I do.
Yeah, yeah.
Got a lot of time for Moran.
I know
So
I
yeah,
know very little about him, so I know that he's French. I know that he's living in Manchester. I don't know why or anything like that. So what I love about catching up with is just to be able just to go right back. Tell me
yeah,
about your upbringing. Tell me about your spiritual experiences. How did you find
yeah.
tarot? What's it like in your area where you live and all that sort of stuff. So um, yeah, so I'm looking forward to getting to know him a little bit because he's somebody bit of an enigma to me. I don't know much about him. So,
Yeah, that'd be nice.
aye.
Cool.
All right then.
Well,
Well, yeah, you stay on, and I'll say goodbye to you properly. And well, thanks everybody for being here. It's been great. I've enjoyed taking a look at this deck with everyone.
yeah, it's been great fun. Thanks everyone for being here. It's been lovely seeing you all. I think Gerald's just popped in right at the last minute. Gerald.
Gerald has. I
Yeah, hi
can't
Gerald.
see it. Oh yeah, there he is. Howdy all. Hi Gerald. All right, take care everyone. See you soon.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.